Now, April, before we go to another break, can you kind of give me, or maybe explain to our listeners, what burlesque is and what burlesque is not?
What it was and what it is now?
Well, even what it is and what it is not. You know, it's sometimes I think it gets misconstrued with something that it's not.
Okay. Well, I think many people in the past have regarded burlesque as, they're nothing but streetwalkers and prostitutes and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it wasn't that way at all. When I got into it, it was the comics, the singers. They had talking women. They had strips, and all the strips were beautiful, beautiful women. And they weren't vulgar. They didn't dance vulgar. They disrobed. I mean, it was beautiful. And at one time, I thought, oh my goodness, I'd never do something like that, or get up on stage and take my clothes off. But it was glamorous back then. You met a lot of important people. I met Mel Torme and became engaged to him. Didn't marry him. I married the pharmacist instead. A lot of things, And today's burlesque, I think what killed burlesque was the go-go, the pole dancers that did not too good on the pole. There are some beautiful pole dancing now, but back, in the 60s and 70s, it was a little bit vulgar. And the shows were getting a little bit vulgar because of television. They were trying to compete. I think television hurt burlesque, and then all the good comics, they all started dying off because they were quite aged. When I got out of show business in '78, but it was a glamorous thing. I mean, you traveled all over. You got treated like a big movie star. You met a lot of famous people, a lot of society people, and it was really a wonderful time. And then all of a sudden, I guess the bands disappeared from the theaters, and they used the tape music, and it just started going downhill. I left there and went into starring in Minsky shows and the Ann Corio show. This was burlesque on Broadway. And it seemed like the theaters were becoming raunchier and raunchier. So I thought it was a good time in 1978 to get out of the business and remember it in the glory days. However, it's now making a big comeback, burlesque is. And I'm very, very pleased to say that the girls that I've seen in all the different places, like Exotic World in Vegas, the Boston Burlesque Expo, Montreal, Toronto, all over the country now, they've got these burlesque festivals. And the young girls are all going, they want to learn the old style of burlesque. And I teach classes, and most of the other legends that are in the business, they teach classes also. And we teach, the way it was, which was beautiful, nothing vulgar. There's always been a few vulgar acts, even back in my day. But today's burlesque, it's I'm proud of it now because they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing it the old style, most of them.
Well, exactly, and that's the difference I was saying between burlesque and what I think some people perceive burlesque as. And burlesque it really is an art. I mean, I think most people don't realize that with the burlesque, there are some really famous comedians that came from burlesque. I know that I know that I saw that Alan Alda was very influenced by burlesque.
Yes, well, his father was a singer and what they call a straight man to the comics, and so Alan Alda was brought up in burlesque.
Right, and yeah, I saw an interview with him that said how much it influenced him. Abbott and Costello came from burlesque.
Jackie Gleason, Bob Hope, Jimmy Durante. Oh, it goes on and on and on and on.